Hey, what's going on, missionaries? All right, so I just came from my meditation in the graveyard, and I saw something when I was doing my meditation. Wow, I shade to that. I shade to that. That's the second time I'm seeing that. I shade to that. Wow. And I just saw like a black butterfly pass me by again. I shade to that. I shade. I shade. Some people, I saw something that I've said for years. I've been saying for years. And this is why I kind of like this person on Facebook. She said something, and she said something in more detail than what I said. She said, and I know she has a moon in I think she has quite a bit of placements in Aquarius in her chart. And my 7th house is in Aquarius. So my 7th house is in Aquarius, and my 11th house is in Gemini. So I love like when I'm in partnership like an Aquarius, and I'm a friend like a Gemini. So that sounds weird. But your 11th house is your 11th house is who you are as a friend. Your 7th house is who you are in partnership and in love. So I'm a mix between Pisces, Aquarius, and Gemini. And she said something that struck me in my soul. And she said, but she said it in more detail. That's how I know she was an Aquarian. She said, some people are not replaceable, which is the truth. And you can't act like it, because when you remove their energy when their energy is removed from your life, you get affected. I've seen that so close and personal that it's not a joke. Like, for people like me, and it's not even to brag or be braggadocious, like, there are not a lot of young men like me. They're not. And there are not a lot of young men who are cut from the cloth that I'm cut. There are not a lot of young men who have the sexual discipline that I have. There are not a lot of young men who have the mindset that I have. There are not a lot of young men who care for their people and have done the things for their people like I have. And I'm not even loud about my shit. Like, for instance, at 25, there are not many 25-year-olds that could say every time I interact with a person, I could help them find a way to make money with their gifts and talents. Not at 25. And when you meet energies like that, I've learned, cool. So, yeah, I know. But, I know, that's why I be wanting to get a session with you, Dre, but for like, so you could, like, mother my brain up a little bit. But that's also why your oil, shade to that, is very protective in many regards. But even having a 7th house in Aries, you're usually the pioneer of the group, the pioneer of your relationship, the leader of your relationship. And also, with the 11th house in Leo, even though that's opposing, you're always bringing awareness to your friends. You're the daylight to your friends. And here's my experience on that. I've had 2 different people who told me, watch, I see my name up in this bitch, who have told me, I brought them peace because I brought them awareness. And they were in the dark. And because of my risings in Leo, I hate to be in the dark. It bothers me. Unless I'm going there on purpose. If I'm going there on purpose, that's fine. But if I'm in the dark because you won't tell me, it nothing disturbs my soul more. So nothing makes me want to pull cards, do readings, all type of shit to find out who you are. And that's why I had to start studying more dark magic, because people keep playing with my life like I'm stupid. And I don't like it. So being a, what the fuck? Get away. I ain't signing up for all that. Fuck out of here. A whole bee on all my shit. But oh wow, these are lilies. Wow, Ashe. These are lilies. Ashe. I'm not gonna think about it right now because she got me fucked up. But as a when I brought them awareness, even my enemies, quote unquote, feel better at the fact that I bring them awareness, or I bring them a consciousness that they've never understood before. So even my quote unquote, and I've seen it in broad daylight, I've seen my enemies come back down to earth because they say, yo, I didn't see it from that perspective. And when they're actually level-headed enough to go past their emotions, we can actually have a conversation. Even if we disagree, as long as, one thing about me is that I'm brutally honest. So there's no lies when it comes to me. It's either I fuck with you or I don't. But even when I don't fuck with you, I'm still honest. So unless really not being honest doesn't serve me. It means you're supposed to be more philosophical. It means you're life path 33. So you're always going to meet Sagittarius. You're always going to meet Pisces. You're always going to meet 33. You're always going to meet Virgos. So because you're supposed to be teaching, and I keep telling you that. You're not listening. You're supposed to be showing people the way. So they'll keep showing up, especially aggressively, until you do so. But also they're your healer to your Chiron. And you're like, you don't listen to that either. So, because your Chiron is flip-flop. So, like Pisces keeps showing up in my life because my Chiron is in Virgo. So the opposite sign of my Chiron will keep showing up in my life until I heal, until I learn the lessons. So that's why right now, because the healer would be Pisces in the 8th house for me. So that's why I'm spending so much time in the graveyard, because the 8th house is ruled by the dead. So, when it comes to friends, I've learned that some people you can't fuck around and mistreat everybody. Like, if you know you fuck up and you mistreat people really badly, you got to clean it up. Because here's why. You may meet a powerful entity or powerful energy that is here to change your life, and because you're so wounded, you mistreat them. You do wrong by them. You mistreat them, you do wrong by them, you don't do right by them. And then when the karma comes back around, because karma does come back around, and karma does come back around, and it plays on his head, because it's not about it's not necessarily about like how the Americans say karma's a bitch. It's really about the 7 hermetic principles. The principles don't go away because you think you're special. So when you're going down to law of correspondence, as above so below, as within so without, as you go into the law of rhythm, as you going to, where there's always a swing of motion, when you go into the law of polarity, and like in other words, if you meet a really good person and you treat that's what people don't understand. When you meet a really good person or a great person and you treat them poorly, you tell your universe you want the opposite, and a lot of people get that fucked up because you meet and the only reason why you're not seeing it is because you're not following the law of the first law, which is all is mind, and you're not following the law of correspondence. So meaning you're not going within yourself, because so you think everything is without. So so when I tell people like, yo, there's certain people you can't just mistreat, bro. And you never, like, I'm in a situation right now where that's happening, and the universe is telling me now it's time. It's a new day now, and it's time to go do your own thing completely. And when that person learns, and the crazy part about it is every time this polarity happens in my life, I'm never the same. So when they come back and they apologize or they say they're sorry or they grow, I don't care for them no more because I'm not the same person. So I acknowledge them maybe, but I've learned that Shay with these butterflies, Shay. But I'm not the more grounded I become, it's like I don't give second chances because I know how my heart is set up. So, and I've even had one of my teachers tell me like, yo, you really do have a beautiful heart and you need to protect it. And when you do meet people who are in this world, and like that's why I take friendship, because my 7th house is in Aquarius. So I take friendship very, where the fuck am I? It's that graveyard shit. I don't even know if you lost up in this bitch. That's why I take friendship so seriously, because you know what's crazy? OG Booby Black said something so deep that I'll never forget. He said, sex is everywhere, friendship is not. And a lot of people get that so fucked up. And that is the God's honest truth. Sex is, especially when you're dealing with the opposite sex, because my Venus is in Pisces, so most of my friends are going to be women. And a lot of women don't like miss this point. Sex is everywhere. Friendship is not. So if you get a solid, I'm learning it to be the truth. If you get 1 to 3 good friends in this life, bitch, you is blessed. You is blessed. Like I heard OG Nunu said on Instagram. She was like, yo, I had the same 3 friends for the past. That's like some Virgo shit. I had the same 3 friends for the past 3 decades. I'm like, the fuck? My nigga, you don't go outside? Like, what the fuck you been doing? But she was like, a lot of people trauma bond. And it's the truth. A lot of people trauma bond and they're not really friends. Shit, goddamn, right now. They're not really friends. They're friends. Goddamn, shit, it hit me in my soul right now, spirit. They're friends to the fault of their trauma. So when you stop, like especially when you meet somebody with a similar Chiron as you, you're trauma bonding. Like me and the person who gave me a place to stay, we're trauma bonding. And so as I grow and know my own value, I no longer care for the friendship. So I have come to know that I choose to build networks I used to be. Okay. So to the understanding that, especially when, that's why I love astrology, because you could, like, if somebody has your same Chiron house or sign, you're a trauma bond. Period. There's no if and but, he, she about it. It's a trauma bond. And if you learn the lesson as fast as motherfucking possible. And I didn't understand that till very recently with my friend. We are trauma bonding. And because she won't acknowledge my value in many regards, it reignites me to know my own value. And now that I'm stepping in, as I'm healing, and I'm not escaping in relationships, I'm not escaping in love, I'm not escaping in sex too much. I'm not escaping, meaning when I say escaping in sex, I'm not having sex with other people. So I don't get, so in my life, just like my ex-best friend, who was an Aquarian, I don't get to run. But her Mercury was in Pisces, so she's all fucking cool. Mercury's in Jupiter, they be fucking, Jesus Christ, I can't stand them bitches. Be all in the fucking sky and shit. But I've learned that we were trauma bonding. So now that I'm knowing my values, what I value, because Taurus is I value, because I have Chiron in the second house in Virgo in the second house. So as I learn my values, my worth, my self-confidence, my self-esteem, and as I use my analytical mind, because Virgo in this placement is a storehouse of wisdom, and that's the truth. There's certain subjects where I don't have to study, even though I should. But yeah, someone who has the same sign or the same house of Chiron, it's a trauma bond, period. No if and. Now, would I say trauma bonds can't grow and they can't heal? Absolutely. But you must be conscious of the fact that you will trigger each other. You must be conscious of the fact that you will hurt each other, you will harm each other, you will put it sounds fucked up, but it's the truth. You will put each other in danger. Or one will put another in danger. Because y'all share the same wound. So you won't acknowledge each other, you won't care, you act like it doesn't exist, and boopity whoop whoop whoop. And like this person in my life, and it's not the first time, she doesn't acknowledge my value. But that's because we share the same wound. And that's because she's been done the same way. And I'm not even angry at it anymore as I feel my heart chakra opening up and stuff like that. I don't care, because I'm learning that she's gonna meet her mirror until she faces her demise. And I say her demise, meaning like life will bring her to her knees. So and I've learned that, and with this Chiron, is that with the second house of Taurus and Chiron, that money is not everything. Money is just like the Gemini said, Kanye West, money is Medusa. That is the realest shit I've ever heard about money. Money is Medusa. Money is just an illusion. It makes you think everything's going all right, and it's not. You could be sick, hurting, fucked up. Money just makes things better, or it makes the illusion seem better. So, because I'm not interested in trauma bonds anymore, and sometimes you could get it from the same Venus, the same Mercury, the same Mars, or even similar North nodes, because you could be twins on the same path, or people who are supposed to cross a journey. That's another thing I'm gonna speak about in another video. If somebody has a similar North node to you, don't be a dickhead and try to play them. That the universe just sent you an ally. You're an idiot. Like if the person, if you're, let's say like one of my real estate mentors, does she have Taurus in the 8th house? I know she has an 8th house North node. And my North node is in Scorpio. So I would be stupid to try to play her. because she's an ally. She's not an enemy. Now, an enemy would be if she was the opposite North Node. And here's why I would say she's an enemy, because we're not going in the same direction. So if we don't understand each other, we'll confuse each other. Money makes things easy, not better. I mean, money does both, but money makes things easier and better. But, don't let money elude you to not having no character. Don't let money elude you to not having no discipline. Don't have money elude you to not treat people fairly. You know what I'm saying? Money is very, very important in my life right now. One of my goals is to eliminate money in to not have money be an issue in my life. Money is important. Money is extremely important. But a lot of people, what I was talking about is when you mask money with you not healing, you not doing what you need to do. Like, I'm doing my best to, the difference between me and a lot of people who say money is a priority, like this live is for me to get paid. I'm not on social media to be social all the time. I'm on social media to get paid. So money is very, very, very important, and make it high on your priority list. But a lot of people feel like you can have money and treat people, and that's what would be tripping me out. Because like me making more money is not gonna change me. Making more money is gonna make me more protective. It's gonna make me say, yo, I need to go within myself. Like, me making more money doesn't dismiss like the heavy angelic presence that I just felt just now. That's not gonna change. Like I looked over my shoulder like 3 or 4 times coming in this graveyard. So money. My money priority has not changed. But here's my thing. I've never treated people different because I made more money or I don't have money. If anything in the world, much like my Pisces mentor, when I start really banking, you won't even know. Real talk. You won't even know I make money. And that's the difference between me and a lot of people. When I've already seen it. When I turned about 27, I'm gonna be banking. And you won't even know it, because when my mentor, Pisces, told me one time, he was like, "Yo, most people have low self-esteem. That's why I don't tell people about how much money I make." Yo, that is the realest shit I've ever heard. Money doesn't make my difference. Doesn't make my heart different. Doesn't make my mind different. I've seen, but my issue with people who are making more money is that they stop learning. They stop being more disciplined. They stop going to, when I start making more money, I'm going to therapy. I'm going to Reiki retreats. I'm doing all that. I'm taking young men with me. Though you need therapy, bro. Fuck all that. So for me, that's the problem. Like they slave over the outside world, and I think you have to balance physical and spiritual. Like, if you're here, get every fucking dollar you can. Get paid in every fucking way. Because I said, just like I said yesterday, the Spirit told me yesterday, abundance is letting the Spirit flow through you. The abundance is letting the divine flow through you without any restriction. So in other words, in the science of getting rich, it says that your desires are not even your desires. It is God's desires. So if you want to make more money, that's not even my desire. That is God wanting to expand himself herself through me. Period. That's not even my desires. If I could do without money, I would, but I can't. So for me, money is not my God, but shit. I see some 50-year-olds, shit, treat niggas way different because they don't got no bread in their pocket. I'm not trying to be a nigga stressed up. That's the one thing I don't want to be stressed about anymore. Like, I don't want to be stressed about money at all. I want to have so much of it, I don't stress about it. I want to have so much of it flowing in my life that I don't even have to think about it. I can go to the store and just swipe my card. I can say, my daughter can say, yo, daddy, I want this. All right, here's my card, bye. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's really the divine flowing through you. It's not necessarily, if you have 3, 4, 10 million in the bank, that's the divine flowing through you, and that you allow the universe to flow through you in that way. A lot of people are not making that money because they don't allow the divine to flow through them in a certain way. So that's why I be working on my root chakra and like this morning, my sacral chakra, so the universe can flow through me when it's time to get that $1 million idea or that $1 million mentor comes into my life, etc., etc. But some people are not replaceable. Some friendships are not replaceable. Some friendships, some business partnerships, if you lose them, you fucked up. And sometimes the creator won't send like in the words of Ajna, the creator won't send another person like that for years after they gone because you fucked up. And I had to learn this. Like, that's why I do my best to do right by everybody that comes in my path, because I never know. Because, like, here's my philosophy when it comes to friendships. Even though you have to balance it out, you feel me? You have to balance the shit out. Not just do unto others as you want done to yourself, but treat them as the vessel that they came as. So if you know somebody is your business partner, your guide, your mentor, or your friend, or your best friend, and you know that they've come to help you heal, they've come to help you grow, they've come to help you like become like one of my business mentors right now. She's really, her moon is in Pisces, and it is the opposite to my she's the healer to my Chiron. So everything about her fucking soul is here to help me grow. And it's like, yo, I looked at my gold cards today. I said the only reason why I didn't close my first deal by the end of this month is because I didn't believe. It's not because I didn't have the tools. It's not because I didn't have the resources. It's not because I don't have the information. It's because I did not believe. Period. And that's where I'm at in my manifestation journey. Like, the only time I don't achieve is because I don't believe. Well, that's good. Yes. To write that down somewhere. But yeah, at this point in my journey, the only reason why I don't achieve is because I don't believe. It's not because I don't have the tools, I don't have the friendships, I don't have the relationships. That's not my issue anymore. So, you know, it comes to a place where, like I said, there's certain relationships. That's why I say to people all the time, you gotta know how to be platonic. Because if everything, like, I hate dealing with people who overly sexualize things. Like, for instance, Rick Ross said something that was very disgusting. He said, I couldn't have a female artist because I knew I would try to fuck her. What? And I appreciate his honesty, but he's like, if I had a female artist, I would try to fuck her. And we need to cut that shit out, because how are we supposed to build if every time you're with the opposite sex, it's all about sex and it's overly sexualized? You can't get your loins together, and vice versa. But like, how are you supposed to build if everything is sexualized? Everything is about sex. Everything leads to sex. And like, for instance, I hate that phrase because I don't believe it's true. He said, if you know a female long enough, y'all eventually, or vice versa, like y'all in a platonic relationship and y'all best friends, If y'all known each other long enough, y'all get interested in each other. I think that's a whole load of crap. Now, am I saying that that's not real in the sense of saying those ideas, those thoughts don't cross your mind? Yeah, but I think it takes discipline to be like, nah, I'm good. That's my best friend. Let me chill. That's my business partner. Let me chill. And I feel like, and I've seen this like live and direct. Like if you like, one of the questions I ask myself a lot when somebody comes into my life is why they came. And I always get an answer. And if you don't know the purpose of the relationship in your life, especially when it comes to the opposite sex, you'll always overly sexualize the relationship. Like, in other words, I've seen it live and direct. Because they're not somebody you want to fuck, you don't build with them. I never understood that. Now, a lot of the women that I deal with are attractive. But that, to me, I've learned in my life, yo, that don't mean shit either. She could be attractive as shit, but she's fake. She's not disciplined. She's overly emotional. What else? She's a liar. She does bad business. Yo, that's what I tell women all the time. Like, yo, cut all the you need to look a certain way. Yo, fuck all that. I know women who's bad, but they do horrible business. And I don't mean like they make mistakes. I mean like as far as business practice, oh, I wouldn't even send them your way no more. I know women where they're beautiful, but at one point I wanted to send them all the business that I could. And now that I know their character, that's what I said earlier in the video. Now that I know their character, it's like, nah, you good. She's beautiful though. And I was like, wow. So like, that's what I mean. Like, don't let looks discourage you to think that that's where it's at. That don't mean nothing when it comes to business practice. That don't mean nothing. Nothing, not a motherfucking thing. That may mean correct. And that is true as well. You can become attracted to somebody when you form an emotional bond with somebody. But that still requires discipline. And like I said, it's just like, I've seen some smoke and mirrors. I was like, bitch, is this what we doing nowadays? Maybe my little virgin ass don't know, cause bitch, shit. Maybe because I'm not, the women is not calling at my door. I'm like, I gotta work harder on being more authentic on the inside. But shit, my nigga, sheesh. I'm learning being pretty is overrated. That don't mean a motherfucking thing. So like I said, it's interesting. Like, being pretty is not gonna build this $1 million business right here. So, the one lady who bought this, I mean, she's pretty, but who owns this, she's pretty, but that ain't cashing in at the bank. So again, it's and that's the thing, even with shallow women, or men who think looks is everything, or you have to feel like sexually attracted to them to want to build, because you can miss out on a divine partnership because you feel like you have to be sexually attracted to that person. And I said, that is crazy to me. Now again, most women that I deal with are very attractive, but it's like, that don't really faze me, because it's like, usually as the guy who's like, where they're like, yo, why are you with him? It's crazy. I thought to myself the other day, I was like, I'm the guy with the big circle glasses who's helping her make hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars a month. So while you cooped up on her booty, she's calling me like, yo, how do I do this? How I do that? And how I make this play? I said, She not calling you nigga. She calling me. so, you know, like when you, that's what I mean by worth. Like when you really know your worth, it's like I could look a certain way. Like the way my life is gonna be set up in the next 5 months, like I could look a certain way, and you know, looks is important, but I don't have to be the most attractive for her to cash me out $5,000-$10,000. You know, so I'm like, that's why I said your looks is great, but she paid me, brother. She's not paying you. So, and that's because I've learned to be of value. And when I say with women, period, I've learned that with friendship, with real friendships, I've learned this quote that Spirit told me. It said, Spirit said, don't be a person who's usable. Be a person, don't go where you're usable, go where you're valuable. Let me say that again. Go where you're usable, go where you're valuable, not usable. And I had to learn, I'm learning the difference, because valuable people, there's always a beneficial exchange. There's always beneficial exchange on both sides. No one feels cheated. No one feels hurt. You know, we all don't get what we want all the time. But when you're truly of value, let me give me an example. If I'm of value to you, you would never want a reading for free. You would pay, and I would even say top dollar for a reading that I charge, because you value our friendship. If I'm just usable to you, you maybe will pay me after I do a reading, after you ask for it and I give it to you. And I'll feel drained because I just gave you a lot of energy, and while you sat there and you listened and you asked questions and you had aha moments and all this other stuff, and I got nothing from it. When you're usable, they only call you for certain reasons. When you're usable, there's only a reason. There's only everything is to a fault or to a reason. Like I've never had, and I realized this morning, I've never had a loyal Aquarian friend. It was always about being useful, being usable. It wasn't about value. And meaning if the terms and conditions got, and here's what I mean by that as well. I don't mean be loyal to me when I'm wrong. Like if I'm doing wrong by niggas, if I'm fucking niggas over, if I'm doing some foul shit, that's when you say, yo, fuck that. But I just mean if life is not, if the terms and conditions of our friendship is not, it's not working in their favor, they don't want to fuck with me. And it's so fascinating. It's extremely fascinating when they come back, because every Aquarian who tried to play me come back to me. And they be like, yo, I'm sorry, I get it. I said, how you trying to play me? And I'm the valuable one. Like, you tripping. And the crazy part about it is, like, one of the things I tell people all the time, indirectly, is a lot of times, because when you learn you're valuable, it's, you don't need them, they need you. And I've had so many exchanges where I don't need them, they need me. And when I let them go, my life is not different because they left. Their life is different because I left. And I know it for a fact. And when they try to replace me, they don't get half of what I give them. But when I replace them, I get so much more. And I'm like, whoa, god damn. I mean, shit, let me write that shit down. That shit was deep. So, or let me get this, that, and a third. And it's fascinating because my 7th house is in Aquarian, so I always attract the partners who are aloof, detached, kind of selfish mentally, about resources, status, position, so a little bit of power struggles, because Aquarians like to play those stupid games. Discipline, innovation, technology. Most likely we'll be doing like a social media together. And that's crazy. Like every Aquarian that I met, like we were supposed to be doing some social media together. Shit's sad. But and it is never. And the scariest part is it's never my fault why the relationship fails. Cause I'm like, because usually if something is my fault, that it fails, I go back with a vengeance and I say, yo, I do whatever to fix it. And that doesn't mean I don't have my flaws, but it's like, bro. So, like I said, it's I've learned through the value of friendship and relations that you shouldn't betray certain people. And that doesn't mean kiss people's ass, 'cause I don't believe in that either. But I've learned that certain people really do come in your life and you won't get another. And I'm learning that even with myself, with my person who gave me a place to stay, I won't get another friend like that. But correct. The same Chiron is trauma bonding. And yes, they're an ally, they're a friend, they're a person on your journey. So you gotta be super careful about, especially if they're of the opposite sex, on over-sexualizing the relationship. Because you'll lose an ally if the sex is gone. So even if they're of the same sex, it really gotta be about purpose and discipline and real values that y'all share with the accordance of your journeys. Because if it's not, it'll be based on superficial bullshit. So it's like I said, it's fascinating how people like really belittle friendship and belittle like relationships. It's fascinating. Gotcha. So, but like I told you earlier, that's what you're supposed to be doing. But you know, comment 1111 for your manifestation guide below. And like I said, there are certain relationships in this life, and because I do believe that to some extent this life is preordained. So there are certain relationships that if you do dirty, you'll never get again. Or not even them, but you'll never get a relationship like that again. Or you won't value the type of relationship that they gave you again. Because like the person who gave me a place to stay, as it comes to a close, I've realized that she gave me a very strong 8th house experience. And I'm learning to appreciate every bit of it, but I'm also learning the psychology that comes with it as well. And I can't be like, I can't be ungrateful for it, because I'm completely grateful for this 8th house experience. But if you don't learn the lessons from this 8th house experience, when another 8th house experience comes, you'll underappreciate it, you'll undervalue it, etc., etc. But I mean, yeah, it's just about the lessons. What are you here to learn? What are you here to learn? What are you here to learn? And what are you here to learn? And when you find out what that is, you grow and you move on. Because again, there's some relationships, not every relationship, because again, like I said, sex is everywhere, especially when it comes to the opposite sex. Sex is everywhere. Friendship is not. Friendship is not. Genuine friendship? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Genuine friendship, genuine love, it ain't everywhere. I'll tell you that right the fuck now. Don't let people lie to you. That shit is not everywhere. But getting somebody to fuck you or just think you pretty and shit, that shit is everywhere. So I gotta study more of that, the 11th house in Gemini. Being the twin, being the counselor, being the salesman. I'm always selling. But it's funny, some people that have come in my life as friends, I sold them first. That's funny. Geminis are teachers too. But not like Virgo. I always meet my friends on a social setting. What else? I'm always the thinker for my friends. Like, I'm the mind. Wow, that's deep. That's real. I'm always the mastermind for my friends. Like, don't get it fucked up. Geminis are geniuses. I'm always shifting between two personalities with my friends. Which is I'm sick of it. I wish I didn't have to do it, but I'm embracing it. My friends always putting me in a position to study, to learn, to look at the details. I'm always I'm a student when it comes to my friends. Like, I pay attention to their lifestyle and I figure out ways I can learn from them. But because my 7th house is in Aquarius, the one reason why I'm not somebody you want to fuck over, because I'm always in a game. I'm always going to get something. 11th house is the house of games. I'm always going to get something from it, even if it's a loss. I'm never, as far as friendship or relationships, I'm really never truly in a loser's position. It's really all about perspective for me. So, gotcha. Oh shit. Speaking about soulmates, because Gemini and Tarot is the lovers. That's deep. Oh shit. I just figured out something new just now. Oh shit. So even my friendships, I mean, I gotta be careful. Shit, now I gotta be super careful about the female friends that I have now, because I could easily turn into a love situation. Fuck. But usually, the female friends that I hang with, because my Venus is in Pisces in the 9th house. It also means I would be practicing polygamy before I die, which is ain't no new shit to me. Woo, can't wait to be polygamous. Well, after I match myself though. Okay. But yeah, it's what else is where else? Yeah, I know I gotta go back. I gotta figure out what my Uranus is, so I can really figure out what type of friend I am. So it's in between Gemini and something else. Yeah, you right. You right. No lies there. No lies. Not much. Well, for me, right now, when I say you practice on the low, I'm practicing the law of gender. So I'm learning the aspects of femininity through my friends. And a lot of people get that fucked up. Like, you could learn how to love a intimate partner through your friendships. But so many people are so shallow when it comes to like relationships that they always feel like it has to be overly sexualized. And correct. You right. I ain't gonna lie to you. You right. You put my business out in the streets here. You right. You putting my business out there. But you right. Yeah, I'm very mentally polygamous. Like, when I start really socializing, I have like 50. It's sad. I have like 10 to 15 different women telling me all different type of shit. Helping me grow and all type of shit, having them run my businesses and shit. But I even as Ty Lopez said earlier, women are more loyal in business, and I agree with that. Women are more loyal. Women are more detail orientated. Women are more, and not to say they can't be fucked up now. They can be fucked up. Women are more. Oh, they just got here. Bumba clot. Women are more honest. Women are more. Who is that? Women are more dedicating. Women are. I would say I have to use a man for different things because men like to compete, and I don't have time for that. I don't like to compete because if I compete, I'll kill you. I don't do competition in business. That shit not cute. But
wow, already? Let me see right there. Will you take his bag on down with you? Go ahead.
But yeah, I'm definitely mentally polygamous. No joke there. So I'm emotionally polygamous as well, but we'll talk about that later. So what did you do with all the food?
We stepped what we could and what I'm ready to do. I'm going to downsize as much as we want, and then I'll call you after a while. Just come and get it.
Okay.
This one's another food. So if you see anybody else,
Okay.
you see anybody else that you know well?
No, he was just a guy passing by, and they was like a homeless dude passing by, and I was like, yo, yeah.
Okay, so yeah.
All right.
We'll do it as we see it, but
Okay.
I might come down after a while and we'll ride up there and get on my work.
All right. So yeah, so. Yeah.
He started eating it as soon as you gave
Correct.
him, so that was good.
Yeah. But yeah, but that's why, because I like that. I'm mentally polygamous, low key. But because I practice that, that's why I say like, yo, because I practice the law of gender so much, that's why I say, yo, you really missing out if you don't know what it's like to experience, especially with women. Like if you have bad, you know what will heal you real fast with men. If you have bad experiences with the opposite sex intimately, get you some great, and I mean some great male friends. And I mean, they love you like they family. Like, yo, I watch over you. I watch your kids. Yo, that'll change your life. But people tripping. People think, people are so weak-minded that, what's going on? That they feel like they have to overly people are so weak-minded that they really underestimate the power of the law of gender, where meaning everything has a sex and everything everything is feminine and masculine. Like, if you learn the feminine principle from females while in platonic, they're the cleaning guys. No, those are the cleaning people. So because they're oh shit. But because law of gender is so powerful, like, people really underestimate the law of gender when it comes to friendships. Oh, y'all tripping. I should break a class on that. Like, y'all tripping. Yo, like I said, like I even said with, I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna go. I said this to myself out loud. I never understood why men feel like they have to manipulate women to get what they want. I never have to do that. I never understood that dumb shit. Yeah. What's that? Yes. Nice. Maybe like 3 days ago, 4 days ago. I never understood that because all my needs are met by women. I never understood that, and I don't have to manipulate. I don't have to lie. I don't have to do none of that. Like, people just extra. Like, they feel like they gotta. Why? For what? Like, being honest works for me. Like, when you feel like you gotta breadcrumb people and cheat people, why? For what? I never had to do that, and for me to have a happy, prosperous friendship, I never had to do that. I don't understand that. Correct. Like, I never understood, like, having to feel like you need to lie to women for what? Nobody got time for that. Maybe I'm too honest. But yeah, I never understood like being. Huh? I never understood like feeling like you need to manipulate the opposite sex for what, my nigga? For what? Who has time for that? Like, I've gotten so much, like you said, I've gotten so much more from women saying, hey, listen, this is what I'm at, this is what I'm doing, this is like being completely and totally transparent. Completely and totally transparent. I've never gotten less. Now, am I saying there aren't people who don't lie, manipulate, cheat, try to play you? Absolutely. But I never had to manipulate the opposite sex to get what I want. Never. Ooh, that's like, shade. That's like a third butterfly in a row. Shade. Shade to that. Shade. I never had to do it. So, again, I never had to do it. Even with older women, I never had to do it. All my friends are older than me. I never had to do it. And, yeah, it's 25 seconds left. I'm going to put this on my YouTube channel. But yeah, I never had to do it. I never understood that shit. Never.